Yeah. So
Oh,
Rob got back from Baden-Württemberg, right?
Baden-Württemberg.
Yeah, Baden-Württemberg, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't give a shit. And he brought one comically large, small bottle of what's this stuff? Obstler?
Well, it's Kirschwasser, so it's
Kirschwasser,
so, yeah.
yeah.
So it's
Cherry
basically
water.
Obstler, I think. And
The cherry coke of so bottoms up, everyone.
oh, that's a shit that my grandmother would drink, and my grandfather, and all the old people, and and Rob.
Why is it hot?
Because
Everything
it's
is hot today.
It's hotter than like it is outside.
It's supposed to be in the fridge, I think.
Rob, wait, is Rob recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm picked up.
Should I try it?
You can try.
Yes,
it.
yeah,
Already
go for
puke
it.
from the smell. It's like, I drink everything. But
You
when
do.
it comes to Obstler, there is a like and Wacholder. Ugh. Leute.
We would have been great friends as teenagers. It was a lot of me just... Because I didn't have money, I would just put the ends of everyone else's drink into one big mug.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Yeah. But then my friend, still like my best friend, came up with the rule that I couldn't refuse anything given to me for free. So then I would drink
You
things
don't need
that
to
were...
follow that rule.
Oh, no, I did. You drank some of it. Yulia, how you doing?
It's not that bad.
I feel like this is psychically more powerful to Yulia than it is to us.
That's so disgusting. I love it. Give me more. No,
I shut my door.
but it's triggering me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh damn! Rob just fucking
Rob
drank
is-
Oh
off the
my
bottle.
god, you gotta be fucking drunk on the train.
Rob is ready to party all the time.
Yeah, Rob, please don't break my rule.
I
Like
want some of
vomit
that as
in
well.
here.
Oh, you want some more of it? You don't just complain.
Yes, it's disgusting. I want more.
Fuck off.
Hey. Save a little so I can feel disgusting and never drink alcohol again.
Yeah.
This is like what they do in it's conditioning. It's like what they do in Clockwork Orange, but
Oh no.
Young people, my friends and I are just like in Clockwork Orange.
so edgy.
So while I look for my notebook, I wanted to tell you guys that when I was at my partner's grandmother's house, I was looking for a book to read, and the book that seemed appropriate for my level of German was The Diary of Anne Frank, which I'm about 100 pages into. Kind of remember it from middle school.
Yep.
What I want to share with you is that she writes a lot of stuff. On December 7th, she writes about the fact that they celebrated Nikolaus, and they were in the attic.
I thought you were about to say Pearl Harbor, but okay.
Well, it overlapped with what's on the night of the 5th into the 6th, right?
Yeah.
And so it overlapped with Hanukkah, she says, and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, yeah, and we were in the attic, and then I saw my dad whispering, and I knew they had a big surprise plan for us, because he was whispering with like the people who helped them, the Dutch people, the Gentile Dutch people. And then they were like, oh, and then on the night of Nicholas, we went down, and there was a big wardrobe, and we opened it, and it was a huge Black Peter with the mask and everything.
Oh no. Is Anne Frank cancelled?
Anne Frank's okay, there's evidence, because Anne Frank also said, yeah, it was a really exciting first Nikolaus. So it also seems like, they're friends with the Meep and the other people who help the families. Clearly they're buddies. That's why they decided to help them, or they work together, right? But I also got the impression that it's like, well, since we see you every day, you should do our traditions. And here, this is what we do on Nikolaus. We have a giant Black Peter, because she wrote it was their first Nikolaus.
I was so irritated right now because you didn't say Sorty Pete, and so I was like, "Who the fuck is Peter?"
This dude that we just talked
I'm
about
translating.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so
Oh shit!
Anne Frank
Sorry, I just
celebrated Nikolaus and Schwarze Pete.
I just realized that the thing in card games, German card games, is called Schwarzer Peter.
Which thing?
The bad card. If you have it, you can't get rid of it. You have to get rid of it, otherwise you can't win. That's the.
Oh, that's
Fuck.
Germany. Why are you racist?
What it was.
What card game is this?
Now,
Racism, the
well,
card
now
game.
it is. Now they turned him into Schornsteinfeger, so like a chimney
Of course
swiper.
they did.
Yeah,
That is what
that's-
Germans do when something was racist. They turn them into chimney.
That's
Yeah.
that's,
Swiper
that's
guys.
Europe's answer to all its blackface, I guess. It's just like, nah,
We're all clean and chimney.
he's just a filthy Italian.
So
But yeah, I just realized that. Oh my god.
I can't find my notebook. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Okay.
hey, welcome to your weekly corner Späti. We have the full gang here to talk shit about the west of Germany.
I'm just here for half the episode.
I know you are, but you're still here to talk shit about West Germany. So it's myself, Nick, joined with Yulia.
It's the south.
Whatever.
Imagine, if you will.
Rob.
Imagine, if you will, apocalypse now. But Colonel Kurtz lives in a house with a 2-ton gold crucifix and solar panels. That was my experience in the Black Forest.
Nice. And Ciarán.
Baden-Württemberg and the Black Forest is my ancestral homeland. I will not be hearing anything bad about it. I'm the only person who gets to talk about his German family history without feeling bad about it because they all got out before things got weird.
Yeah.
That's a good life lesson. Get out while your history can still be charming and cute.
But people can just focus on like
You never want to be the last one at the party. you know?
like being the quaint clockmaker in like one of those German buildings you see on postcards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The pretty
Wonderful.
Those Germans. Not the other Germans.
Not the other ones, the bad Germans.
No, the only thing I wanted to share is that I was thinking about Baden-Württemberg because Bavaria is like the bad. It's like the stereotypical it's the Texas of Germany.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
the conservative dummies who do. And like Baden-Württemberg is right there. Maybe exactly the same. Maybe worse because they have like a more coherent like green. They have like the fucking
The future
alien.
of Germany is Baden-Württemberg.
Yeah, like the alien monster that will take over all of Europe is being incubated in Baden-Württemberg right now. They're GroKo between Greens and CDU. I will read the
Oh, yeah.
distribution of parties
Yeah.
in the Landtag when I get
That's
my phone.
true. Baden-Württemberg.
And they skate by. They don't get any flack. Like people talk about Boris Palmer and they're like, oh, he sucks. He's super racist. But then like I think we need to be more prejudiced against Baden-Württemberg, Swabia,
Well-
Baden. Fuck them.
Where we are
That's
in
my
Berlin,
stance.
it's probably
Exactly.
the one place
They're
that hates
overrunning
Baden.
Berlin.
Yeah, that's probably the one place that hates Baden-Württemberg the most.
That's like that was my orientation pack when I like moved to Berlin. I get off the plane, they're just like, "Welcome to Berlin. You hate Schwabians for how they're gentrifying your neighborhood." And
Exactly.
I'm like,
Yes, absolutely.
what,
Right.
what is a Schwabian? Is it some sort of mammal? Some sort of
What is
tiny
a
fluffy creature?
Schwabeland. Yo, why did they? Sorry, but who's playing?
I have no idea.
Is
My
anyone gonna close the
neighborhood,
door,
my
the
neighborhood
window?
is fucking.
We're leaving that open?
It's hot as shit. So
Yeah. It's a really hot day in Berlin.
Yeah,
it's the hottest day of the year, actually.
It's 36
is.
degrees.
In the
we
shade.
spend it inside.
The only thing that can cure Ciarán's sickness of the heat is to listen to the Nightcore remix of Christina Aguilera's Genie in a Bottle.
Oh, I should try
The
that.
premier song about the female orgasm. But like the Nightcore remix is just slightly sped up and higher pitched. There's nothing else that's been done to the song.
That is Nightcore.
That's all
that
Nightcore.
is all that
Sometimes
is.
Nightcore gets a bit more complicated than that, but not this song. Oh, it's so good.
I want to emphasize that I have no ill will towards Swabians particularly. They just will be like the Prussia of the 21st century, and they will unite Germany in a bad way. Okay, these are the results of the 2016 Baden-Württemberg state election.
Ah, yes.
March 13th, 2016. Quick shout out to Nick called him the German dude with a flat top, Winfried Kretschmann.
Oh,
His
yeah,
hair is very
yeah.
flat. He's the leader of the Greens. The rest,
I
I'm
forgot
not
that I
going to
called him
mention.
that last night. Yeah.
What did you call him?
I just said like there's that dude in the greens with the flat top, and Rob was just like, yep, he has a flat top.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the only thing I can identify with him is his incredibly conservative politics, which matches
Yes.
haircut.
all right.
Yeah.
These are the results. Just going to read this. Okay, with the most seats, the Greens 47.
Oh.
Second most, CDU 42. That's the GroKo. They have. I can't do the math right now.
Roko's always
GroKo, it's
Like
not.
70% of the seats.
GroKo
which
is
is
always
GroKo.
SPD
Always, yeah.
and CDU because it's the
This is the
biggest.
new GroKo, the green GroKo.
Actually,
green
when you
GroKo.
look at SPD and how like they are losing voters and how they're losing members and shit, like then how they're doing right now, the Greens
Yeah.
did
Maybe
maybe
if the SPD rode more e-bikes, they would be more successful.
exactly.
I mean, yeah, literally, like the Greens' politics is just like as half-assed as you possibly can, just so that Germans will feel good about it. We've done an episode about this. It's somewhere in our back catalog. The German Greens are psychotic.
I still love the Green leader of the European Greens, one of them the co-leader, Ska Keller, who is a German Green. All I remember of that first like Spitzencandidate election, which I guess was like the 2014 EU elections, because they're making a big deal of the fact that like you indirectly vote for who's going to be president of the commission, a system that we scrap the next election. But still, we did it this time. And they did like the Euronews footage of all of them casting their vote. And she did a postal vote where she's like, I cycle to my local post box, put in my vote, and then I cycle away. Look how green I am. I was like, yeah, but there's a camera there filming you. Yeah. There's like a whole operation here. It's not like there's just cameramen at every post box in your quaint German town.
They had to clear away upwards of 30 people just who had to sleep on the street that night. They're like, you're going to get the fuck out of here. The photo op for the Green politician.
Yeah, and I mean, like, to be very fair, like, how far did she have to ride her bike? Like, 200 meters? Like, how close is the nearest post box?
There's like laws or something in city planning in Germany that your post box has to be like X distance away from. Yeah.
I mean, like, the greenest thing would be if she just walked.
Yeah, probably. But like,
I can walk to 3 post boxes if I need to send a letter.
I just imagine like, no, Rob's right. There was a group of homeless people being shuffled away, and all they can recall is being yelled at about ska, and all they're thinking is, I prefer rockabilly, and just like
it would have been very also German if she just recorded herself like fucking geared up with her big hiking boots and those tall wool socks and the trekking poles, and walking like 200 meters and putting it in the mail.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, third most seats in the 2016 state election. Again, this is before the 2017 election when AfD entered the national parliament. AfD, third most, 23 seats.
Woo.
Drop off from 42, but they're still the third biggest party. Then the SDP. Sorry, SPD. I was reading it in English. SPD with 19. And then the FDP with 12.
AfD got more than SPD.
Yeah. Die Linke 0.
Oh yeah, Baden-Württemberg.
That is the future of German governance. Now, I should say that currently there are only 18 members of AfD in the state parliament, 19 of SPD, 4 left and became independents, and 1 joined the CDU. So technically, they're the 4th biggest party.
So 1 got into government, is what you're saying.
Exactly. What the fuck am I doing here? Come on.
You mean I could be racist and just join that party that already exists?
You can race and win.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking winner mentality right there. You know, you can literally have your cake and eat it too. It's like, I can hate migrants and I can be in a governing coalition.
Yes.
We love the Schwarzgrund.
I just want to warn people, because German efficiency is, being incubated in, successful land. They're always talking about how the Schwäbische Hausfrau is, very important in the German mindset, about how, like, why can't you all just save money like this, fine woman who rides an e-bike?
There is the massive black zero, just like there's a statue of one. Is there not? Somewhere in Baden-Württemberg.
It hovers above it like the alien spaceship.
No. I mean this seriously.
There is one, but where is it?
It's in Baden-Württemberg.
It is?
Yes.
Romantic. Which city? Do you know?
What's the capital of?
In every city, Stuttgart.
I can't remember where it was, but I remember reading about the Schwarze Null statue that is in that state. Which this makes perfect sense now.
I know that it exists, but I didn't know it was Baden-Württemberg. But yeah, it sounds like something Baden-Württemberg would do.
I'm just merely requesting a redirection of some hate from Bavaria to Baden-Württemberg. That's all I'm asking. A simple request, really.
I'm down.
I
hate all of them.
Yeah, Bavaria's like too easy of a target. Yeah,
exactly.
You're right.
It's a bad joke. Come on.
But then
the
thing of it's like, okay, like I think Texas is like a perfect analogy of it, because it's like if you ever go to Texas, it's like Texas is actually kind of pimp. Like, it's cool. Like, it's a cool state. The people are kind of weird, but you just kind of accept it as in like, this is just this place. It just exists.
It's just Bavaria.
But then like,
yeah,
but then like the actual like worst state in the U.S. is
Baden-Württemberg.
The big reveal.
I don't know. I'm thinking now though. Like, what's my like? Oh shit.
What is the worst state of the U.S.?
Alaska?
Yeah. What?
Alaska.
Alaska's pretty shit, but it's also really nice.
It's
at the
really
same time.
pretty,
It's
though.
Really pretty.
Yeah, but
And
they
it
all just keep
has
killing
bears.
themselves.
I think California's like the shittiest state.
Here we go.
California.
Yeah,
Fuck California.
because California has
Are
this
you
like.
serious?
Yeah, no, California has then like the own personal identity of it being like great, and then you don't even need to like scratch the surface of it to realize that the entire state is absolute fucking garbage.
I mean, like, yeah, if we're going into like Silicon Valley mindset.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that. L.A.
that-
is horrible.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Uh,
say California is the worst state.
Oh
of
no,
the
it is
US.
worse because it's because it's perceived as being the best, and then when you just
Exactly.
slightly like if
Okay.
you stay in
Like
LA, if
Baden-Württemberg.
you stay in LA for more than like 10 hours, you realize it's one of the shittiest places.
I don't
want
want to stay in LA. I hate the traffic.
Exactly.
They don't have public
right,
transport.
perfect right there. Because everyone's like, every German I meet's like, oh, I'm like, I can't wait to go to LA, and I can never like stop myself from being like, oh God, like, good luck. You know, it's impossible to get around in like a city of 18 million people.
I know, like normal drives that are normally like 10 minutes away, it takes you an hour or something because you have
Yeah.
to go on this like
Yeah.
fucking highway and then everyone is
And also the
standing
politics
there.
of California are also incredibly conservative too, depending on like which part of the state you're in.
California. Sorry.
You know,
I had to.
like how fucking conservative like rich people who live in like Santa Monica are is insane.
Yeah, and then you also have like San Diego being a giant military town, and
Yeah, that's like literally split like between like incredibly wealthy and incredibly poor.
Oh yeah,
That's also on
I
the border
couldn't
to
tell
Tijuana.
you, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
California sus. At least like
but do
yeah.
we like San Francisco?
No.
Why not?
We just talked about the Silicon,
Silicon
Valley,
Valley,
bullshit.
not-
I know we don't
uh,
like that, but we do like San Francisco.
what's left?
Well,
Gentrification.
Yeah, no, we hate that as
What
well.
about the Chinese community that built that city and now are being destroyed?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hate that, but we like the people.
No, they're also
Chinese
horrible.
people being destroyed.
No,
No.
we like all the different people of San
I
Francisco.
think, okay, so like I guess what we could talk about is like it's the epicenter of gay rights in the United States, right?
exactly.
Which that's all been taken out of.
Yeah,
Like, all
yeah,
the
I
people
mean,
who
yeah,
built
it's
that
been-
are either like
Yeah, I
became
think that's
Sil-
kind of in the past.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
rich and moved to Palm Spring. Is that a
No,
thing?
that's if you're rich and you're in LA or in
Ah,
Phoenix,
okay,
yeah.
I didn't know. Sorry.
If the American dream, that again is built on a fucking just pile of blood and bones, is that everyone can own a home. Don't ask questions. You can own a home.
Yeah.
The Baden-Württemberg dream is you can own a home with solar panels. Like that's the only difference.
Nice. See, that's great.
And also, you mentioned a Hausfrau.
With the Hausfrau,
The Hausfrau.
they even do your taxes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know that like I'll probably get a lot of flack for saying that California is the worst state in the union, but
yes, probably.
I that will be the funniest thing if that's the thing I get the most flack for ever on this show. From Europeans tell me which state's the best.
Yeah.
Because like most of the East Coast states are actually pretty great. Even like the shitty ones like New Jersey is still quite good.
I think most people would say New Jersey is the shittiest state.
No, New Jersey's by far not the shittiest state.
All
New
right.
Jersey's
What?
fucking awesome.
New
Jersey's
Jersey,
sick.
it's funny.
New Jersey is so cool. It gets such a bad reputation because it's everyone's just like, oh, it's Guidos. It's like those aren't a
It
real
has a bad reputation
thing.
because it's just a giant highway in suburbs.
Yeah, it is. That then they all lead to like a different city that then's really
New
close to New
York.
Jersey, which is sick.
All
you don't
right.
have to stay in New Jersey for too long if you don't want to.
I kind of
It's also
like
really pretty though.
I
which is
like it
also,
because
like-
it's funny. I like it because there's a lot of funny stories
Speaking
about
of humor,
New Jersey.
do you guys know what the humor is in Baden-Württemberg? They literally take famous people like Barack Obama and say, "What if he had a Swabian accent?"
That
This
is funny.
Has like
Yeah,
10 million. This
this
has like
slaps.
this has been
I'm-
viewed by about like
I'm
35%
listening.
of
Wait,
the
this
German
is-
population.
This is literally me
I
wondering.
fucking hate Schweben though. I'm sorry, but like
Here we go.
I don't I don't get why
This
they
is what I've been trying to induce the whole time.
yeah, why don't like finish your words? Why
Oh.
would you leave the
Damn.
end of your like verb or
Spill
something
it.
like that?
Spill it.
Schreibe. Ich schrei shit, no, that works.
Oh damn! Well, sorry that the fucking Swabians speak good German then.
No, they don't. But they don't finish their words. They leave like they miss the ending.
You know who else doesn't finish his words?
I don't know.
Joe Biden.
Ultimate
Oh,
failure.
it's you.
Oh damn! Joe Biden actually isn't fucking up dementia.
Actually-
He's just a Swabian.
I actually worked with someone who like she was so damn pretty, so fucking damn pretty. You know, like tall and like super nice skin, small nose, long blonde hair, shit like that. Super blue eyes. Oh wait,
German beauty standards.
yes.
I know.
They're here to
Someone,
stay whether you like them or not.
I know someone like that too. The girl listening to this.
Ooh. Oh, girls, listen to this.
Yeah, wait. And then she started talking, and she had like the biggest Schwabe accent, like dialect ever, and it was so fucking funny.
You gotta push through that if you want
It
to make
was
this
so funny.
relationship work, Yulia, with this Adonis of a woman, apparently.
Tall,
you
dark,
guys.
and handsome.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like she wasn't very dark, but yeah.
No.
So I was thinking about this because basically, if like the idea is that like the green, everyone's like, I don't know, afraid of like the like technocratic centrist nightmare of the like black green alliance. The idea is that like they can just like kind of solve all the problems. Like, you know what I mean? Like it sucks, but they don't like lead to the crisis, which can like overthrow the fucking existing system. They like manage it well enough. But I do think that like there will be some kind of like German Trump who comes from Baden-Württemberg. Who,
I believe that.
It
Yeah.
won't.
Is he
It
not-
won't have the same. They won't have the same reach. Obviously, I don't know if they would win a national election, but they will exist. And I could like. I've just been imagining this for the past. I've been hiking for 12 days, and so I have a lot of time to think. And so
You mentioned
the German Trump would just like promise this like vision of Germany that doesn't actually exist, like that just exists in like fairy tales and stuff. And they'd be talking about how like they'd be like, folks,
right, yes.
grandmas that want to steal little children and cook them. They're coming back. We love the grandmas. They're coming back. In our beautiful
Nature's
black
healing.
forest. But some grandmas, they're actually wolves, and the wolves they pretend to be grandmas, and then
that is
they
true.
eat
Yeah,
you.
that is very difficult.
But then there's the big handsome huntsman. He's so handsome.
We love
and
a
he comes
handsome
and he
huntsman,
cuts
don't we?
open the wolf and takes the girl back out. We love the handsome.
They do that. They do that. They also fill the stomach with stones afterwards.
Fucking serves him right. Fucking wolf.
At least they do that when the wolf is trying to. No, when the wolf is eating all the little Geislein. You know what Geislein sind? It's goats.
The little goats.
Little goats.
Little
Mhm.
goats.
I
Except
gotta
for
say,
one.
the goats and cows look mad easy to eat. They were just chilling in the fields. It was like you could walk right up to them and take a
If
bite.
you just walked up to them like aggressively enough, they just roll over and start cooking automatically.
On that spit pill.
That's about all I got.
But like-
you guys know Titisee? That's like a chill place. It's like the
Funny.
fucking Mallorca of Baden-Württemberg. You go chill at Titisee.
I didn't know.
Titty?
It's called
That's like
Titisee.
boobies there.
Well, what does titty mean in German? It's called Titisee.
Yeah, well, tits are tits. We say the same.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So.
We're not so different after all.
I
Did
did.
you get?
I did imagine I was a German rapper who was going to Titisee, so I wrote a quick bar. If you guys want me to.
Yes. Yes, please.
All right.
Yes.
All right, okay. It's just one. It's just two
You need to
lines.
stop hiking.
It's a
man.
haiku.
Yeah, too much.
Okay. All right.
Think of something that occupies your brain, like Sudoku or something.
Here it goes. Okay. Chilling at Lake Titty, no caca. Going dumb off the weed, no baka.
Oh my god.
I hate this.
The American thinks it's funny. No, I think it's funny too, but sweet.
Oh.
Oh my god. Did you?
That is a reference to Lake Titicaca in South America.
Yeah.
Very funny when you learn about that.
Well
Fifth
done.
grade.
Yeah, I know about that because my mom would find it funny to say it because it's titties, it's tits and
Yeah.
poop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Classic.
funny. That's yeah.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say though, did you by any chance eat what's it called? What are those noodles again?
Käsespätzle.
Käsespätzle.
Yeah, I did multiple times. It's often the only vegetarian option.
And for Rob,
Cheese and pasta.
Käsespätzle. What
Dude,
do you
is
do
that-
when you're
was it-
vegan?
was it-
Delicious.
What do you do when
Yeah.
you're vegan? Do you just get the spätzle with the?
There are
No,
no
they're,
vegans.
they're not
Very
vegan.
weird.
Those are made with egg.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I
Stimmt.
think they are. Yeah, they even have eggs. They're
Oh,
not even
damn
good
it.
vegetarian.
Yeah,
So you
like,
can't
there,
eat
there are
anything
no
when you're-
vegans in Baden-Württemberg.
There are
Like,
no
but
vegans.
there's.
They vote for the Green Party.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bad Green Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why they moved
I just
to
love to
Berlin?
imagine that they're like, okay, going in the voting booth. Erste Wahl, like, I love my CDU politician. They're responsible. Zweite Wahl, you already know it's the Greens. And they just feel like so happy walking out. Like, there's
Yeah.
balance in the universe. Like, the force is in balance.
It's
All is well.
the Schwarzgrün is like genuinely terrifying because it will. The Greens at that point will only exist to placate like the majority of society into thinking something good is happening,
Yes.
and then it will just be schwarze Null, or at the very best, some environmental improvements, but nowhere near at the rate they need to happen at. Because the earth is boiling.
But there's two kinds of greens, because there's like the hapless greens who are like on purpose, like, oh, I'm just kind of like bumbling around, you know, the permanent junior partner. But then there's
the Mr. Magoo greens.
like exactly, and like our friend Mr. Flat Top, they can just be like, nah, I'm a fucking right winger. I just call myself a green. This is green. Just as you do everything like a right wing, like neoliberal party would do. Just be like, no, it's green.
I mean, it's kind of interesting because you kind of have that. I mean, that's a green. We talked about that already in the Green Party episode. That is what the Green were, you know. Like there was a bunch of people that said they liked trees, the environment. The environment, but there were right-wing people. There were very left-wing 68er people. There were like Maoists or something in the like among them.
Yeah.
They had everyone until they kicked out the right wings.
I want backyard steel mills, but green.
But green.
Well,
until they kicked everyone out that was radical or too extreme, and now you have the centrist bullshit or conservative. I don't know, weird shit.
Yeah, it's funny when like a lot of people will say about like the 60s that they're like, oh, those kids like they wouldn't take electoral politics seriously. They weren't serious about building a movement, and it's like, well, they tried to build a party. It was just the Greens, so maybe they really do suck. But they kind of tried for a little bit.
I mean, you know how a lot of like 68er turned out to be
I was
very
just about to say, like, that's just like the
Yes.
German stereotype of like, I mean, not all of our listeners get to interact with this all that often. Like, you should be thankful that you don't. But it's always just these like older German people just like being racist online and then just being like, I was part of the 68 movement. Psst, I can say it. And it's like, no, you still can.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's it. I think I got to go.
Oh no.
I gotta catch my train.
Thanks for stopping by, Rob.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I love the show. You know, I'm really happy. Long time, first time. Just happy.
For anyone who saw it on Twitter, all the photos of the various doled graves were provided by Random Adventures.
A quick shout out to my man Johann Dold.
Johannes Dold,
I believe that
Johann
was
Dold.
like July 22nd, like 1887 or something.
Yeah.
Respect, brother. Like, imagine like
Our beautiful
it
grouse
was
hunter.
hot as fuck at 6 a.m. and you're just like, your body was just like, I can't hunt this wood grouse. I'm just gonna drop dead.
He was a local Auerhahnjäger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Auerhahn. That is so Baden-Württemberg as well.
Yep. It's what my people are made of. Fucking clockmakers and peasants who only joy in life is to die in such a way to inconvenience the local lord.
Yeah, that's the best kind of protest you can do. Yeah.
Yes.
Die in such a way that inconveniences your, like, I don't know, I guess our equivalent would be like Michal Mueller or something.
Oh no, I'm just thinking of just like you die at like an Amazon warehouse, but just like in the sense that it just like plugs up just like logistics for like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
I'm going to Tegel Airport and I'm dying on that like on the conveyor belt for the.
That's what, you know, in Upton
luggage.
Sinclair's The Jungle, that's what that Lithuanian dude was doing. When he fell into the vat, he's like, yeah, fuck it. Let's just slow it down a bit.
It's like it's like someone getting a heart attack when you're about to like take off and then you can't anymore, even though you're like taxiing and then there's a fucking medical emergency.
I actually, sorry, it does remind me of that classic tweet of like the saddest thing about self-driving cars is like how many of your dinner guests or like pizza delivery guys are just going to like arrive at your place dead from like dying of a heart attack midway through.
One thing before I go, you can cut it and put it at the end. I just wanted to promote it on the show. There was a death in the prison in Moa Beach this past week.
Oh.
I don't know all the details, but a man, I'll put his name in the description. A black man from Algeria was found burned to death in his cell. The situation is very similar to the Ori Jalou, at least in the outlook. There will be a demo and protest in Moa Beach on Friday. So this comes out on Monday night. So the coming Friday, there'll be a protest. I won't be in Berlin, otherwise I'd be there, but I just wanted to promote it. Links in the description, and we'll tweet about it.
Words.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Rob, for joining us.
Thanks, Rob.
Peace
Thank
out.
you.
everyone.
See you next time. Yeah. So, in
The
other,
heat has melted. Her
yeah,
brains.
the heat
Oh
has
my
destroyed me.
God.
It's so fucking hot.
I want to go home. I have a ventilator.
Oh, you lucky asshole.
Fan.
Fan.
So, what do we want to start with? Because there's like two things that are on my mind. One that's not Europe related. One that's U.S. related, but that's just really funny to me personally.
I think we can open with that. To
Okay, yeah.
get
So
us back
I
in.
saw this week that our buddy Robert O'Neill, the guy who allegedly, in my book, killed Osama bin Laden, got kicked off of a Delta flight for not wearing his mask or whatever, and then, like making a big fuss. That was funny, but the thing that's like that reopened in my brain is that I legitimately do not believe that Osama bin Laden died in 2011, and that reopened all that fun stuff for me.
Yeah. Okay. So explain this theory to me.
It's not really like that great of a theory. I just don't believe the whole like 0 Dark 30 thing of that then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're taking it to clarify is that he is dead. It just happened earlier.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden's dead.
Yeah.
He's been dead for a while. I just think that it happened much earlier because
Do you think he died of natural causes?
yeah, I think he probably died of like kidney failure or whatever.
Why his kidneys?
His
You
kidney-
have very specific information.
because it was like it was really well known about that he had like kidney problems, and I would always like go around with like a dialysis machine.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never seen him with a dialysis machine.
You've never seen Osama bin Laden though, just like traversing the mountains though either.
Yeah.
So
he went to different parties
Yeah.
than you.
and remember too, like the like really like the really in depth thing of like the like Osama bin Laden's like mountain cave headquarters, this and that. And that.
Yes.
Like
God, I loved that
I
period
think
of American
I
history.
legitimately think that then like first off, bin Laden died probably around like 2003 or 2004 because then all the videos that then came out of him like never looked the same.
Right.
And like they were never really translated by like they were always just like given to someone, you know, like Al Jazeera
Yeah.
got the copy of a video or whatever, this and that, which in my opinion probably just could have like come like directly from the State Department, knowing that there's a relationship between the CIA and this and that.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory that like matters in any way whatsoever.
No.
But it just to like continue the like war of this thing that it was just really fucking stupid after 9/11. Obviously,
I mean, yeah, I really implore people to look up the image of like the Osama bin Laden mountain base thing that was
It's so
circulating
cool.
in magazines. Where he hollowed out an entire mountain for the purposes of like having his base, and there's like
That's cool.
he even had like a video, like a fucking video, like a VR studio thing. Not
Yeah,
VR,
it'd be like
a video studio.
it'd be like a floor plan, all the different rooms, and it'd be like Osama bin Laden's evil rumpus room with a billiards table, and like the studio for where he shoots his films. And
His films.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was also insane. But the thing that then just like really was always
wasn't he really into Naruto?
probably
That's
yeah, why
interesting.
not?
What he was really into an anime. It might have been Dragon Ball.
It could have been it was something like really just like just bog standard of an anime.
Yeah.
But it was just always like this stuff of like Osama bin Laden wasn't really the leader of Al Qaeda anyway, like after the 2004 anyway, because he like, I mean Al-Zakari was like the main dude for
Yeah.
pretty much after like the third year of the Iraq Afghanistan thing and whatnot. And the thing about it that just like really, like the lack of info that then came after he was killed in Pakistan like also like made no sense to me either. Of just that then like every 2 seconds like the story just like kept changing. And okay, like I get that it's like okay because it was like
New
info and like a CIA thing, this and that. But then like immediately they started like just like showing off the SEAL Team 6 dudes who did it, which. Normally their identities like never get revealed like ever. They're always kept very 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 top secret. But then like this dude just like randomly gets a fucking book deal of like I'm the dude who killed Osama bin Laden. It's like wouldn't you have like the massive like the largest fucking bounty on your head in the world if you were just like I mean like okay the U.S. like fears like Al Qaeda cells everywhere. Imagine the fucking coin that you could just pick up if you just like murked this dude. Like I don't think that he did it, and just like casually like that would be something that then that like would get like revealed like 20 years later of like the person who then like actually did it. I don't know. I don't care. This guy's an absolute baby, which is really funny to me. As is kind of like, yeah, it just seems to be like commonplace of, former Navy SEALs who are just like ultra conservative assholes.
I didn't murder Osama bin Laden in a suburb of Pakistan so that I'd have to wear a mask on this airplane. It's like, sir, this sentence is insane.
Yeah.
Please stop saying it. I'm just an air hostess. Please leave me alone.
Yeah, I love how then he's like, glad we didn't have Delta when we were flying in to kill Osama bin Laden, and then someone just like tweeted a picture of the fucking helicopter that was just downed on, like literally fell on the like wall.
So
they lit on fire.
This is slightly related, but a friend of the show, Hugh, my co-host previously in Europe, pointed out that there's a new cyberbullying trend of because you can now load in like Google Maps things into like airplane simulators. So the new cyberbullying trend is to like crash the plane into the person you don't like's house and just like send them the footage of that happening. Wow. Of you flying a virtual plane into their virtual house.
Nice. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say is that like if I do believe any conspiracy theory, it is that one.
Right.
And there's also like, if I'm not mistaken too, there's even like a clip of like Benazir Bhutto like saying that then like she went to Osama bin Laden's funeral in like 2003 or something like that. Yeah.
Because he was dead to me.
Yeah, no, because he was just actually dead.
All
and like,
right.
but like the reality of it is like, what difference does it make if Osama bin Laden died? Like, Americans' ideas of how like terror organizations function is hilarious. It's like
You
if
kill
we
the boss and they're gone.
Yeah, it's like nah,
video game.
like,
That's like in a video game.
yeah, like we killed Bowser. Like,
There's so many movies that end like that where like they kill the big bad and then the rest of it kind of like falls away. I'm trying to think of good examples of that. I guess kind of Independence Day.
yeah,
They take out the mothership and then the rest of it doesn't work or whatever. Like it's that kind of mentality.
Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
It works for films because it's convenient, and you don't have to deal with like the realities of war or whatever.
Which is in Star Wars Episode 2.
We killed Hitler. There's no more Nazis. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's what they thought.
Yeah, all the rest of the Nazis. Could you imagine World War II?
But it's Star Wars Episode 1.
No, like Hitler kills himself, and everyone in Germany who was identified as a Nazi just suddenly dies because Hitler died.
I wish that
It
would
was
have
like,
happened.
Oh no! You just like walk into Germany, which is now just a massive.
No,
graveyard.
it's literally Star Wars Episode 1 when they blow up the main Trade Federation ship above Naboo.
Yeah.
And then all the droids just like deactivate, and then Jar Jar Binks goes up to them like, they are broken.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that is the Soviet
With those-
soldiers in Berlin just pushing over
Yeah.
Nazi soldiers who are deactivated.
Jar Jar Binks, the Wilson Woodrow of Star Wars Episode 1.
Wrong president, but yeah.
Sure, yeah, whatever. Who was president?
At that point, it was Harry Truman.
Harry Truman.
Yeah, for,
Harry
like,
Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Sorry.
That was the thing that then was like kind of like just rattling my brain these past 2 days. 'Cause it's
Okay.
like, yeah, no, I don't believe any of this. I hate this guy. But back to Europe.
Previously in Europe.
Previously in Europe. we somehow
Meanwhile, back in communist Russia.
literally, yeah, like Eastern Europe is just plaguing us these past few weeks.
Yeah. Step up the game. I'm expecting something wild to happen in Luxembourg soon. Come on.
Luxembourg.
Yeah, one of those tax dodging post boxes. But it's going to do something. I'm sure. So I get What happened is Navalny hashtag resistance hero.
Alexei.
Yeah, is he dead?
No.
No, he's in the hospital.
Yeah, he was. Well, we don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He was on a flight from Omsk to Moscow,
Okay.
and suddenly he fell ill on the flight,
Oh,
and then he had to get back to Omsk, as far as I know, in Siberia, and was transferred to a hospital where people don't really say if he was poisoned or not. Some people say it is due
he
to
sucked the coronavirus vaccine out of like Vladimir Putin's daughter.
I needed to live.
Well, it's I don't know. People say he has like something with his metabolism So he had low blood sugar. That's why he's in a coma now.
He got turned on the flight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, he also has a benzo addiction and then used Russian science to cure
Shit.
it.
He's Jordan Peterson.
Oh, they would totally be friends.
Oh yeah, probably. So yeah, he is still in the hospital.
I get tears in my eyes when I see the Russian opposition have a low blood sugar.
I see these kids come to me with tears in their eyes about why we can't do neoliberal market reforms to Russia. I don't know what's his deal again. Like, what does he actually offer in terms of an opposition?
Oh, he's
Well,
like not a figure really
his-
anymore.
Yeah.
Well, he was quite popular among young people
Yeah, okay.
and seen as an option.
He streamed online on YouTube. I remember that.
Exactly. He's a YouTuber.
Yes, it's always YouTubers.
So his big shtick, is that what you say?
Yeah,
You can say shtick.
Is that he talks about corruption in the Russian state.
Yes, okay.
So that is his big deal, you know. That's why everyone loves him. Not everyone, but like the Navalny fans.
Yeah.
And that was always his topic, kind of.
Right.
But he also doesn't want migrants.
Oh, cool.
That's why he was kicked out of his party.
Yeah. No. He was also arrested for corruption. He was arrested on a massive money laundering scheme of what is it, Yves Rocher or whatever?
Yves Rocher?
Yeah. He's a shareholder in that, and then apparently just did a bunch of back like fucking what's it called? Like insider trading or whatever with these just like multi-million-dollar deals and shit like that.
Oh.
So there was a case of the Russian government trying to get him on a case that like made no sense, and it kind of fell through. But then this money laundering thing came through, like a couple of years after that. So he had a relatively like, he was in prison for a couple of years, I think.
I mean,
but that one was legitimate. Like it wasn't that. Then it was like he was framed. He like legitimately did insider trading.
Right.
probably. I don't actually. Yeah, but he is the one that created the Anti-Corruption Foundation.
Okay.
And it's actually kind of interesting because Putin also uses that, like, corruption claims. I mean, doesn't mean that the people that he is arresting are not really corrupt, you know. So, but to remove people from certain positions, there would always be like a corruption claim, so charge.
Yeah.
You know, so that was always, and it's interesting because, well, it's known to be, well, it's interesting because it's a political like instrument for Putin, but it's also like his biggest platform. So like the biggest thing, so Navalny's biggest platform that he's running on. What else? He likes to march with Nazis.
Yeah, he's just a right-wing nationalist. Like, I think that's the easiest way of putting it into perspective for, like, I mean, okay, if we want to, like, really break down the nuances of it, it's really, like, Navalny's positions are incredibly difficult, but for the sake of argument, just in, like, the scheme of what we could, like, just, if we just throw it on the wall right now and just say what it is, like, Navalny would be a right-wing nationalist in any other European country.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he wants, like, ethnic Russia and this and that and that. He is, in my opinion, Navalny is further right-wing on a coherent political scale than Putin is on, like, most issues. The thing about the Navalny that is, like, yeah, like Yulia said, is that then for a lot of people back in the day, because now he's not really popular anymore, is that he was this, like, opposition figure of when he formed the party Yabloko, who then kicked him out.
Yeah, because he is very, he. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. It's hot as shit. We're all taking our time.
So yeah, Yabloko kicked him out. Now it's Russia of the future or something. It's probably, something like that. And he's very racist against people from
Georgians and stuff like
people from the Caucasus. Yeah, he hates Caucasians.
Oh, that's
like
like a really
not the
common thing.
Caucasians, the American Caucasians, but
like
people from
the actual
Yeah.
South
yeah,
Caucasus.
from Georgia. During the like war, he called them like some like racial slur or
I think
something.
he called them like insects or something.
Yeah,
like that.
rodents.
Yeah, rodents or whatever.
Something like that.
That's really, like, friend of the show Milo has talked about this. So that's really common in Russia. to like
Yeah,
really
oh,
hate
yeah.
the like people from the South Caucasus.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And he's very big, like, with that shit. And Jablonka thought, oh, okay, that's kind of that's too much for us. Like,
yeah.
You can't say it.
Yeah.
you can't openly say it. Yeah, he wants to. He says he runs on stuff like stop. Like when he was still with Jablonka, that was one of his things. Like stop feeding the Caucasus. And
Okay,
stuff like
Stalin.
that. Yeah, and stuff like that. He wants the borders completely to be like closed down, and doesn't want them to migrate anymore and to Russia for jobs.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's basically he's in like a pro ethnic Russian state.
He even wants
national.
he even wants the one of his weirdest positions that he wants like a continuous ethnic Russian state of Belarus and Crimea as well.
He wants the Rus back. Yeah.
And the thing about
one.
it so the thing that was super interesting with him during, like, I don't know if many people remember this, but he was one of Putin's vocal opponents during the Crimea conflict, because it wasn't that then he didn't like that Putin acknowledged that Crimea is Russia, like that it's ethnically Russian, because it, in modern terms, it is just based on who lives there. But he just didn't like the sense of like, you know, military operations there, because he's like, well, in like my idea then of Great Russia, Crimea is like it's like independent like thing, which is like kind of what it is now, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but he just like didn't want a war over it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's really like
It's a very finicky position.
it's one that makes no sense, because at the end of the day, it's like I don't understand what the difference between his opinion is and Putin's, because actually, if you think about it, his opinion is maybe even worse. Because it's just all like, oh yeah, they're just like gonna naturally be part of our great, you know, Russian project because they want
Russian
to be,
Empire.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Where Putin's whole thing was like using the ethnic reason as an excuse to get access to the Black Sea.
Yeah.
Or not the Black Sea, the
No, backstage.
Yeah,
It's the
that is
Sea.
the Black
Yeah,
Sea.
yeah.
Okay, so here's a question for you. What's his thought on the fact that, like, Russia, as it currently is, not due to, like, external immigration, is not, like, a ethnically homogenous country?
Oh, I have no
I
fucking
know.
clue how he
That is-
goes about that.
That is a good question, actually. If like, how is he doing? Like, you mean with indigenous people in Siberia, for example?
Yeah, like the Alouettes or the like,
Yeah.
or the Tatars from, or
Tatars.
the Dagestanis even, or
Yeah.
like.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
how
Yeah, you
his
can't have
position
that
is.
discussion without just like complete removal of people.
What? Because
These are very entrenched ethnic groups in
Yeah.
parts of Russia that, like, in a lot of cases, the white ethnic Russians do not give a fuck about.
Yeah.
With the exception of maybe like some of the northern Caucasus that have like some natural resources, where like English people live or whatever. But yeah, like, because I always find that really interesting from the perspective of like, because Russia is filled with those characters who are like, no immigrants, Russia for Russians, but then either it doesn't make it to English media, or they don't talk about it. They don't talk about the fact that like a lot of Russian citizens are not ethnic Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can invite him on the show and ask him.
Oh yeah, let's get him on.
Well, he's coming to Germany.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Those are the new news, actually. So yeah, the story continues. They didn't want to release him from the hospital because he's in a coma. I think he was free, like to. There was a German plane immediately somehow.
Yes.
Like a hospital plane. Yeah, kind of like a flying ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with intensive care station and shit like that. And it was there, and German doctors were in there. They were there immediately somehow. I don't know. It was kind of like Germans. Oh shit, Navalny is going to die. We need him or something. I don't know.
This is the thing that it boils back exactly back to the Belarus thing of like that Europe does not pick their opposition people well at all of who to support in Eastern Europe, because one, Navalny's popularity died like a decade ago. Like,
No, I wouldn't say a decade.
It was
No,
more
that's not
recent
true.
than that, but like,
Yeah.
for the context of people, like he was big, Because remember, he was big when like live streaming on YouTube became a thing, which is only actually very recent.
Oh yeah, okay, true.
Exactly,
So, like,
and he was
2014.
Yeah.
That's
And he
almost a decade now.
That is true,
Oh.
but like,
No, but still, he's still relevant, especially because during all the protests, he gets arrested all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's just all theater for him.
But people love it. Like, people love to see it, and then they're like,
his
free
popularity
Navalny.
rate's at like 10% right now. It's like not that.
I didn't check his popularity.
I
but
did.
Oh, okay. I'm just
He's
saying.
not that popular. That's the thing. People just kind of find him annoying.
Well, he's also kind of like a Nazi. Well, you.
yeah,
You can't say that on the show. Say so. All right, go back. All right, we're going around the circle. Everyone say one nice thing about Navalny.
Critique and lob. Praising.
Navalny, I don't like your racism, but
But I love that shirt you were wearing.
your live streams are on point.
Yeah.
yeah, it's good production.
No, but
values.
I've talked to some young Russians, and they were actually, they thought Navalny was a great alternative, and that is the thing,
Right.
And it's interesting because also like Democracy for Russia or something, whatever that is, it's this think tank in the US.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tries to
Called the National
push
Endowment of Democracy, but
push in opposition.
Mm.
And they had great hope in Navalny as well, of course.
Yeah.
And that and the regional governors. Somehow that is what people think would be the opposition. And like a decentralized Russia could be actually beneficial to push Putin out of because he centralized Russia again after it was like the power was really with like governors and shit like that under Yeltsin.
Yeah.
Because, Yeltsin was basically drunk the whole time.
Nice. Classic.
So whoever
Yeltsin.
could reach out to Yeltsin and could reach him or something while he was drunk or could gain power or get a favor done or something. So it was really like decentralized power back then. It was kind of like, it was a fight for power among a lot of people.
You're right.
And Putin centralized the power again, took a lot of the rights that the governors had of the regions in Russia, took it away and put it into the Kremlin again. So what people hope is that through I think that is also one of his running points, Navalny's running points is to strengthen the regions.
Right.
So to decentralize power. So that anti-corruption and being racist.
Nice. Was there any kind of big economic policy or whatever? So the question I have in my head is why?
Oh, he was
jobs for Russians.
What?
Or the jobs for Russians.
Yeah, but he was also way more explicitly neoliberal, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why America likes him.
Yeah, market
Yeah.
reform was his big push.
That's why Germans want to keep him alive.
Yes. Okay. So that's the question you always ask, because it's usually a bit more obvious in countries that are maybe a bit more closed off, because Russia's, maybe I have a wrong read on this, but Russia's market or economy doesn't seem as closed off. It just seems that it has a military apparatus that's more aggressive, is kind of the problem. It's not closed off in the same way China is, or
I would argue that China's economy is far more open than Russia's is. Even though the CCP has massive oversight over projects and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can't name of a major company aside from Gazprom from Russia. China has between China and Russia. I think that China, although it is quote unquote more authoritarian, is within the liberal mindset of how markets and politics work. I think that the Chinese economy is far more open than if people from the outside want to get involved. Particularly because China made the switch to tech recently within the last 10 years, 15 years.
Ooh,
and Russia's primary economy still is natural resources.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How come they have oil?
Yeah. I mean, that is their whole deal.
Agrar.
Yeah.
Agriculture.
But those industries are also heavily have a shit ton of oversight from not even just the government, but from Putin and his friends alone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, it's basically it's not nationalized, but
No,
it's
no,
kind
yeah.
of. It kind of is because they're
Yeah.
like weird ties, so you can't.
It's not
really
nationalized with like 5-year plans like China has.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
nationalized in the sense
Yeah.
of that then like we're
Being
all
mates.
friends.
Yeah. It's a bit complicated. It's weird. So you can't
Yeah.
actually like. A lot of the times you can't see who actually owns the company or
Yeah.
the
Company, the
Yeah.
firm, yeah.
Yeah.
company in my brain.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there are weird ties everywhere, and they're like people that are, of course, like in favor of Putin and or like, the Russian state kind of like gets
Yeah.
the has the most like
shares and
shares
stuff like that.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really
Yeah.
complicated because of course they're not gonna release the actual like information a lot of the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always really difficult to find out. That's why a lot of the people say like,
Yeah, but it's like
You can say it in German.
yeah.
yeah, I don't even remember the German word.
But like where like for the counter of China is that then like the CCP just like is the one making the plans for a lot of major Chinese companies and stuff like
Okay.
that. Where like in terms of like especially like in terms of like either technology projects or the expansion of like infrastructure and whatnot, those are all like detailed in 5-year plans. Like,
I'm pretty sure you can hear the weather in this episode.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
because
So,
my brain doesn't work right now. Now, wait, we were talking about Navalny, right?
Yes.
So and his economic views, yeah, I mean he's way more like liberal in that sense. He also is the only politician I think that openly is for same-sex marriage, as far as I know.
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with
No.
the
that-
economy.
That is like
but-
a strange mix of things for
Exactly,
sure.
exactly. It's really weird, and that is a problem. He's also one of the founders of the Russian March, and this
The Russian March.
March.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, no, just asking. Yeah,
March,
yeah, yeah.
which is this kind of like the thing that happened in Moscow. It's like several right-wing groups, like far right-wing groups coming
Oh.
together
Yeah.
and marching and stuff like that.
Oh, like the
So he does a
Poland-
shit. Like he is openly with these like far right groups and neo-Nazis and shit like that. Those are not only like a few right-wing politicians or something. Those are like you have like legitimate like neo-Nazi groups in this whole like constellation.
Yeah, okay.
And so like he's that dude. So
He's that guy.
yeah.
He's
And-
a far right mafia guy. This is him.
And
He's on
people-
YouTube. It's great.
Yeah, people forget to mention that a lot of the times because it's always like,
Yeah.
oh, he is the opposition, he is like the hope or something.
Yeah.
The young Russian
Yeah,
hope.
it's kind of
and
like it's kind of like the contrast too of like just seeing. I know that like we mentioned Belarus last week.
yeah.
But it's kind of the thing of I was seeing because we're seeing the like we talked about the flag last week,
Yes.
you know, right? And that then I don't want to be mean and say that then it's a Nazi flag, but it is kind of a Nazi flag. The thing I found that was very interesting though is that if you've seen any of the communist parties in Belarus protesting, they are not flying that flag.
Yes.
They're flying their own flags, and they're flying the flag of Belarus, like the current flag of it.
Yeah,
so I think it's all like I
Yeah.
think that then something that then
I'm seeing a lot. I'm like that. That was something I don't think I mentioned last episode, but like we're seeing a lot of like different segments of the Belarusian population just fly the existing flag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The existing flag doesn't seem to be a problem.
No,
for
no.
Belarusians, Yeah.
Like
That is the whole thing. And that is what we already talked about. It's kind of
Yeah.
like this idea that the Belarus that we have right now
Yeah.
is a bad communist Belarus, even though, it's
not.
it's not.
It's not communist anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So seeing as like that we have to not only abolish Lukashenko, but we also have to get rid of the whole fucking narrative that
Yeah.
Belarus is right now. Like they probably wouldn't be big fans of like dismantling the emblema. Fucking
their emblems
the-
are so sick.
yeah, exactly, and kind of like getting rid of that history of and those symbols. So they also want to have a new flag and a new nation.
Yeah.
Great interbellum Belarus.
Yeah. And I think though that I think Navalny fits perfectly though within then the sense of that then there is opposition within Russia that then is coming from the left, from anarchists, from communists.
Yeah.
They're just not
a lot of young people too.
Yeah, a lot of young people. They don't get the traction though in the West because they don't want the market reforms that people like Navalny want. And it's just simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, like the same thing in Belarus is that then the Communist Party is very much against Lukashenko in Belarus as well. Yeah. There's like trade unions, as we obviously see, that then are very much against Lukashenko.
With the strike shed.
Yeah, general strikes.
Exactly.
Impressive.
The fact of it, though, is that they're also typically not the ones flying then the right-wing nationalist flag either. Same thing,
So to say, just to be sorry.
Oh, just the same thing within Russia is that then there is obviously opposition from Putin then from the left. Yeah. And the idea that then it's just like, well, we have to just settle with Navalny because he's like, Navalny just built different, No, Navalny is a right-wing psychopath who, if he took over Russia, would make it bad in a different sense, depending on who you are. Like, Putin is like, and
you're from Georgia,
and it kind of goes back to the thing of like what I said last week of like Putin. First off, isn't stupid. He's probably the smartest, dictator in quotes, that exists currently within the global political landscape. But this doesn't mean that then just like this one fucking dipshit ultra racist alternative is then just like, oh, well, he's it because the U.S. likes him. Yes. And the same thing is happening with Belarus too that we're seeing right now. Obviously, Lukashenko's a piece of fucking garbage, but I mean, I really hope that then just like, which I'm not going to say I hope because it's already happened, but like Europe is just going to like fall on the grenade of like whatever just comes that then it's different to Lukashenko, which could be anything. They'll be like, this is it because they want, because like the real thing that they want is the market reforms.
When you get out of a bad relationship, it's very easy to just go for the next like terrible thing that comes along. No, wait a while. Learn to love yourself.
Yeah,
like
just
the
because
fucking thing that you reposted on Twitter.
Which one?
What's his name? Who like just was just like mask off about Belarus with economic reforms.
It was Project Syndicate that was written in.
Anders Oslund.
Yeah.
Fucking! I hate that guy. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. He is a horrible person, and he wrote an article about saying how he wants now it's the time for reforms, like economic reforms for Belarus.
See if I can get it.
So he's a guy that.
Yeah, I was about to say, for those who don't know, like, can you give us a little backstory?
So Anders Oslund is worked with Jeffrey Sachs, and Jeffrey Sachs is known to be kind of like the constructeur of the economic reforms in Russia. After the fall of the Soviet Union, and we all know how fucked up, like fucking capital.
Russia's perfect. What are you talking about?
Hellhole that was in the 90s when everything was just privatized and some people got very, very rich and like kept private armies around and shit like that because they kept shooting each other.
Yeah, competing fucking public transport companies would have shootouts. Fucking streets.
Russia was wild in the 90s.
So the exact quote here from your
my enemy,
your friend of the show, Yulia's best friend. Under new leadership, Belarus could quickly launch much-needed market reforms. Yeah, there you go. That's
oh my god, he wrote a whole fucking book saying like the Baltic tigers. Why the Baltics got through the financial crisis so well. I can tell you why, because they starved everyone, kind of, and they took all the fucking insurance away. And
sure, we starved everyone, but also Skype. We made Skype.
Seriously.
Svedka Bank everywhere.
Yeah.
Or Svedbank, whatever the fuck is Svedbank. Yeah, Svedka's a shitty brand of vodka.
It's just welcome to the Baltics. We have complete economic freedom, and just like the whole facade crumbles down as that weird fucking scam Danish bank that's like laundering money.
Oh yeah, like teachers get paid like 300 euros a month in Latvia.
Yeah.
I think you got paid more money in Latvia than teachers did.
Yeah, that was a big problem also, that they don't get insurance if they don't work this amount of like hours and shit like that, and it's really weird, and they don't get like pensions, and pensions were cut, and insurances were cut, and services were cut, and everything was cut.
Kind of sounds like there's a word for that, but whatever.
Austerity.
Yeah, whatever.
And that is the whole thing because the fucking what's it called? Yeah, IMF didn't even like their measures that they had for their plan, their austerity plan for the Baltics, for Latvia, wasn't even that harsh. Like they wanted to top them. They were like, okay, we're gonna do it. Like our austerity politics gonna be way worse than what the IMF is recommending us.
That's always the case, though. Like even like
that's
the sense
fucking
with
crazy. The lunatics.
Yeah, even the fucking sense with the Euro crisis. Like if I'm not mistaken, like the IMF like suggested for like Greece, Italy, and Spain like way lighter austerity packages, and the Troika was like, the rest of the Troika was just like, fuck that. Like, we're going to go fucking buck wild because austerity is not something like, I think that then it always has to be like the idea of austerity is always like, it's just this thing to then like, get the, get spending, back where it can be, get like public money and spending back to where it can normally be and this and that and that. But it's always used as a method of punishment for people who absolutely do not deserve to be punished.
Yeah.
So.
But like, so this is just really great to see that like everyone has learned nothing from, I guess, everything that happened from 1989 onwards.
History ended, baby.
History ended.
I mean,
Woo!
like that dude. Like, sorry to mention him again.
Yeah.
But like, wait, what is he working for? The Washington Council, whatever.
Oh, what's that lad doing? Anders.
He's also at some university in
the article was with
America
Project Syndicate, which has always been
Project Syndicate's always like all over the place.
So fucking dodgy publication. It's so weird. Because sometimes it's like
they're like the Brookings Institute kind of psychotic stuff.
Anders Asland is
I just want to say that, like,
he's in Washington anyway.
Yeah. That even the people, like other economists, like this guy is a hardliner when it comes to neoliberalism. Like he loves that shit so much. Like even Jeffrey Sachs said, "Oh shit, I
fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked up a bit."
Goofed.
Yeah, even though
Jeffrey Sachs even endorsed Bernie Sanders. Like that was really
that's interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, maybe he learned from what he did, and but this Osland guy, like he keeps praising neoliberalism. He keeps he's one of the everyone knows now after the 90s, like even conservative economists or something like that don't go or liberal economists or something goes that hard for neoliberalism anymore.
Yeah, it depends. Like Paul Krugman, Paul
depend.
Krugman was like definitely on that boat of like steering a little
just
bit
saying
more.
this is not the mainstream anymore when it comes to
Paul
economics.
Krugman was like on the case of like going a little bit more left wing until Hillary Clinton got the nomination in 2016, and then he went right back to being completely insane. But I mean, there are mainstream economists who are like who aren't all fucking complete garbage. I mean, Joseph Stiglitz is definitely not one of the worst, where he's like very against like GDP and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. He reformulated this, or he like invented this instrument that they wanted to use.
I mean, he's a good social democrat when it comes down to the sense of like I mean, I don't think I think he could be way more radical with his like. There does need to be more Marxists in economics.
He wrote that kind of like somewhat decent book about like the euro and the problems with it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So just a little bit of update. Anders Asland. I don't know what the little.
This is Osland.
Osland, is it? Okay.
Oh.
Anders Asland. I don't know what the loop over the A does.
They turns it into an O sound.
Osland,
What that A do?
Huh?
What that A do?
Ciarán?
What that A do? No, Anders is a senior fellow. This is for the Atlantic Council in Washington.
Yes.
The Atlantic Council. Yeah, of course he is.
His newest book, Russia's...
Why Russia must just fucking die?
Russia's crony capitalism.
Yeah,
that fucker.
Yeah.
That is so fucking... Sorry, that is so funny. Sorry, yeah?
But like...
That's literally that fucking...
That's the book, right?
Okay, but I want to read the full title.
Yes.
Russia's crony capitalism, the path from market economy to kleptocracy. And I'm assuming it's 200 pages of his face.
Yeah.
That's literally.
I did it. Who's got 2 thumbs and ruined his economy? This guy.
No, that's literally the fucking
Seriously.
meme of
Oh my God.
with Patrick and Man Ray from SpongeBob, where he like drops his wallet and he's like, "You destroyed the Russian economy." Like I was like, "Oh, like the Russian economy was just completely neoliberalized in the '90s." Yep. And you were on the council that then, did these reforms. Yep. And Russia currently is a what did he call it? Kleptocracy or whatever.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So you're responsible for this. Nope. Never heard of that.
No, didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Love him.
Come on the show, King.
Yeah.
How would...
I'm gonna start like a personal Twitter feud with him.
Oh,
you should.
That'd be cool.
Seriously.
He's on Twitter.
Yeah. I would literally just send him like the Patrick meme.
I'll send him the picture of the pig pooping on its own balls.
Nice. Do we got anything else this week, or are we just kind of zonked out from the fucking weather?
One more thing about Navalny.
Oh yeah, go off.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's not like it's just information. I'm sorry. No.
He is safely landed in Germany and he's no longer in a coma.
Well, he is allowed to come to Germany now, but the thing is, the doctors wouldn't let him go because they feared for his life. Apparently, I don't know if that was the official reason.
That's so cool.
But yeah, but I think he's now because his wife Julia. Everyone's
name.
named Julia.
Yeah.
Everyone's wife is Julia.
Oh, my wife's name's Julia.
Yeah, she was speaking directly to Putin or like asking Putin to let him leave. Let my husband go.
Oh,
something
bless.
something like that. And yeah, there was like kind of like a family like fight with Putin. But apparently he's now allowed to go, as I just saw a big headline by Bild Zeitung, I'm sorry, saying Navalny darf nach Deutschland.
I was about to say, like, yeah, what does the big font say?
Yeah, something like that.
What's the big font say, sweetie? Read out the big font. It's good. Don't read any of the rest of that.
Exactly. So those are the latest information that I have.
That's good.
So,
What is
yeah.
it?
I mean, let's see what he has to say. He'll just come out of this like, poison-induced coma and probably blame the Georgians for doing it to him.
The Georgians.
It was the Georgian secret service. I love if he's just like an Elders of Zion guy, but instead of the Jews, it's Georgians.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering how quick is it going to be when like he starts joining the AfD at like speaking like meetings.
No, okay, so everything.
No, that like obviously that won't happen.
That's
but-
too much, but like for me, he fits in so perfectly with that like FDP type.
Oh hell yeah, he does.
Yeah, because like FDP as like a center party in all of Europe is just wild because it is actually like what we've been describing with Navalny's politics. It's all this kind of like neoliberal reforms, but like don't ask us too hard about our social policies because if you examine them too closely, you might realize they're horrible.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't like corruption.
That's
all I know.
Christian Lindner doesn't like corruption. Georgians.
Yeah.
Corruption is when Georgians do things.
Yes.
Stalin, corrupt. Why? Georgian.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Fun fact about Stalin's Russia: it was actually one of the least corrupt states during its time, in terms of how you would actually like measure corruption.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah, you also couldn't really be corrupt in it because it was
No, you
just
couldn't.
dead.
Yeah.
But you were telling me about that, weren't you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That Stalin's Soviet Union was actually very not corrupt.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So you want the true anti-corruption candidate, Joseph Stalin.
That's a true answer.
Yeah. What's his position on hating Georgians?
Loves them.
Yeah.
See, way better than ever. No.
Oh, damn it. I'm a Stalinist
Don't
now.
ask him about the Tatars though.
Oh, no.
Yep.
So we're all slowly dying from heat exhaustion. Even though I probably drank 10 liters of water today, it's just not sticking to me.
No.
And yeah, we will, I guess, see you all next week then.
We didn't even talk about like how liberals in Ireland are trying to arrest golf. It's a very interesting thing that's happening.
Golf should be arrested.
Golf should be arrested. I'm on board with this position.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't have the brain power to talk about golf being arrested as an idea.
Hashtag arrest golf.
Yeah, the fucking thought police over here arresting golf.
Wait, the
what
game
the
of
fuck's
golf?
next?
Yeah, the game of golf.
That's
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, no,
They should be
it's-
arrested.
yeah.
Do what Venezuela did and just get rid of golf courses.
Yeah.
I think everyone should do that. I think Phoenix should do that as well, by the way.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
think
it
the
so
U.S.
known for like golf?
Because don't ask questions. I don't know why. Anyway, we'll see you guys all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao.